Here we are, another state of mind. But before I get into, or before you watch State of Mind, I need to get into something, which is I was putting it all up, putting it together, making it look, nice. And Melissa, a friend of mine, sent me an article. And the article said Daisy of Audrie and Daisy, 23 years old, has committed suicide. And my state of mind was about that documentary, mainly, and how well she was doing by the end of the documentary. So just know that I didn't know that she had committed suicide, and it just happened, I guess, this month. And next week, I'd like to do a whole state of mind on suicide. Okay? Now you can see the state of mind I did. All right, here we are. Another state of mind. What I want to talk to you about today is something that is pretty much out of the box for me, and sometimes I do that. I know this is state of mind, mental illness, mental health, but sometimes I see something happens to me, and I'm passionate about it, and I want to talk about it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I saw two documentaries on rape, and they're both similar but different, and I want to talk about it. The first one's called Daisy and Audrie, and it's about Daisy, the first story. She's 14 years old, sweet girl, and her friend, who's 14 and a half or whatever it was, and they were drinking at their house, and this boy, who was about 16, 17, calls her and says, "You want to come over? We have some people over here and whatnot." So they get picked up by these boys. If it were my daughter, I won't get into it. So they go there, and there's like five guys there, five boys, 16, 17, these girls are 14, and they start giving the girls tequila shots. So the girls had already been drinking already, so now they have tequila shots. So they pass out. The girls pass out. And consequently, they were raped. Now, of course, these boys were star, athletes or whatever, and but the girls, they left one girl. They drove them back to her house, and they left her on the front lawn, and it was freezing, and the girl had marks on her and everything, and it was just terrible. So it pretty much, you don't want to say ruined their lives, but it sure put it sure wasn't easy for them after that. And of course, the boys got off with a slap on the wrist. And when I was watching it, I was like, that's when I started getting like, I got to speak about this, because it's just, I've been talking about this for a long time. Okay, so, but by the end of the documentary, Daisy went to get help, and because they have a lot of places you can go and speak, and they help you and everything, and now she's helping other girls that have been raped, and Um, so it was nice, and that was great. Now the other girl, Audrey, same kind of thing. It's the same in the same documentary. She's at a party, drinking with boys, and she's just so drunk that she just falls down. They pick her up, they bring her upstairs, and they take a marker and they mark her face and they mark her all over her body, take her clothes off. And then she was violated. Okay, so what happens is the girl feels at school like she's bullied. Now they're calling her names. As you can imagine, terrible names and things, and she can't take it. So her mother comes home one day, goes into her room, she's not answering, goes in and she hangs herself. Obviously she couldn't take it. She was depressed, mentally, couldn't take the abuse. And of course those boys got a slap on the wrist. I'm getting angry just talking about it. All right, now I'm going to show, there are two sides to every coin. So I'm going to show you the other side of this one documentary called Crying Out on HBO, where there's a really, nice kid, good-looking kid, star football player. He gets accused of molesting a little boy. And you're watching this thing and you don't know where it's going. You don't know if he did it. I didn't think he did it because he was just by, gut feeling. So they convict him and he does 10 years in prison. And he didn't do it. So, now here we are where he didn't do it and his life was ruined. Although he got out of prison, and I'm sure he's a smart kid and he's going to do well and a good kid. But he had to spend 10 years in prison. Whew. All right, so it's just really, really kind of, I read somewhere like in 1,000 rapes, only 6 people get convicted and go to prison. And over 90% of women that get raped, it goes unnoticed because they don't want to go through. Most of the time, if you're a woman and you get raped, they're not going to convict the guy. So why would you have to go through all this trouble of going to the hospital, taking your clothes off, they check you all over, and then going to court against the guy? And I tell you what, rapists are running around going, hey, this is great. My chances of getting caught are slim. Why not, do what I got to do and this and that? Now, you're probably going, well, what do we do? Look, I'm only a soap actor. And a New York Times bestseller author now. No, I think the beginning of change is awareness. And I hope, and it's the same thing with mental illness. Same thing with mental illness. With what's going on with Black Lives Matter, with Me Too, if only a rapist or a bad cop thinks twice because of the commotion of Black Lives Matter and Me Too, if he just have to think twice, they may not do it. But can you imagine how difficult it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Boy. All right. I'm kind of done because this took a little bit out of me. I didn't want to get this angry, but talking about this makes me real angry. And anyway, let's do it again next week. I think the next thing I want to talk about is stigma. Thank you guys for everything, seriously. All right, bye.